Hi, welcome. On this video, I'd like to take a minute to discuss the issue of the journey itself with role-changing dogs and why it's important to start to see it as a journey, so that even though you may be doing everything right, I mean, you may be doing the method right, the scripting is coming online properly, you're starting to gain traction. A dog, keeping that in mind, a dog is only going to give you so much of the leadership role every day. It's not going to be perhaps such a dramatic change, because to know dogs is to understand that when you get to a point of needing professional help, when you start to engage a dog into starting to claim the lead role, it will have taken a period of time for the dog to gain that role to begin with. So therefore, it's going to take a while to reverse, the role itself to start to gain traction and lay claim to that role. It's going to take time to get it back. Even though perhaps dog owners don't always understand just how much power a dog can gain based on this devaluation issue. And so it's understanding the appearances can be very, very deceiving. A dog can gain a incredible amount of power, and because the owner is no threat on the role, because the dog is actually connecting in a way which is based on devaluation, therefore you're going to get information as to some insight based on, say, certain moments where the dog is challenging leadership. You're not going to, because of this devaluation issue, you're not truly going to comprehend just how bad it really is until you feel like you're blindsided, which means the dog perhaps has bitten somebody, has really challenged at a high level, and you're going to feel, wow, where did that come from? However, that's been actually been gaining over a period of weeks and months, and because of this issue of devaluation, you're going to be deceived because of the role of the part you're playing. You're not actually exposing that issue because of the type of dynamics in play. So just understand that although people feel totally blindsided, and they feel like this has come out of nowhere, it really hasn't. It's actually been at work. Power has been, the dog's been gaining power all along, and that's why it makes it very problematic. So therefore, when you're looking at, starting to, gain momentum with getting the role back, it will take time. It takes time. It takes the same amount of time. It can take several weeks, several months. But again, there's certain things you can do to help in the process, to help you so that you're not going to feel blindsided again. You're not going to lose control of the situation where it's taken out of your hands. So this is why I really encourage dog owners to put that structure in place, so that you're not going to have the dog bite somebody. You cannot trust that dog is going to interact properly in situations. This is why I tell people you need to shrink that dog's world. You need to engage that dog, make sure it's not hanging out in certain areas, it's not with certain people. Even though the dog may seem to be accepting children, certain people, the dog, just understand, the dog isn't accepting them for the right reasons. Okay, the dog is still finding comfort and fulfillment and power. This is why it's very deceiving. And then you'll have a moment happen, somebody will get bitten. It's because of a slight scripting change, a slight interaction change. That dog is going to challenge what's happening. Okay, so appearances, just understand, appearances are very, very deceiving. You need to put certain protocols in place to help you in role changing the dog, and you need to become the pivot point. You need to really start to engage that dog properly to reverse the script, to get that script going, and to reverse the role. So, but again, just understand, it's all about doing it smart. It's all about not being deceived. It's about starting to gain, see the right picture, and start to put certain things in place to help you in that journey, because it really is a journey. Again, you'd be doing everything right, but the dog is going to give you just so much a day. It could be 1%, 1%, 0.5%, then 2%. each day as you go along. But again, by putting the structure in place to help you see things more clearly, it's totally doable. It doesn't matter. Even the dog could be holding a huge amount of power. You definitely can make changes. And again, be very aware why you don't want to introduce certain concepts with food and certain concepts such as with counter conditioning. These type of concepts can really interfere in the role changing process because it's about motives. It's about the reasons why dogs will accept certain people, certain types of ways of how the dog thinks about people through you and through the bridges you build through the scripting process. It really makes a huge difference. So you want to stay clear of certain concepts because it really can create a counterfeit picture where it look like the dog's change is happening. You have a balanced dog, but that's why very confusing. That's why a lot of trainers can't figure this stuff out because they're not looking through the relational lens fully. They're kind of piecemealing things, and it's very important you have to really expose this issue. You have to really understand why the scripting needs to stay defined a certain way, and you need to be able to put everything within the right relational context. So the scripting needs to take hold. It needs to stay defined for a period of time, and to make sure that role change is really going to happen. So anyway, just something to think about. Encourage you to check out my website. Lots of great videos which are available for free and to help you understand this issue a little better. Again, really important to understand dogs are social relational beings. That's how the decision-making process is influenced at that level. And it's really important to understand it really matters how you think. So change really does come in and through the person themselves. And it's all about coming in the right relationship. Leadership is critical, and then the scripting itself. I show why it's important, how the method comes online. It needs to be very specific. The building blocks of change. I show how the building blocks, how they come together to influence the dog's overall decision-making process. So anyway, if you have any questions about your dog and about behavior, even if you're dealing with what seems like a hopeless situation, you can contact me anytime. Be more than happy to get you on the right path. So thanks very much for watching.